Good afternoon, Quadcopter 101 here, and I got something, well, this one is really special for you today. This is one you probably would have never thought that I would review, but here it is. This is the DJI Phantom 4 Pro. Now, what is the Phantom 4 Pro? Well, it is kind of a professional grade aerial photography platform, you know, in terms of quadcopters. Now, you see me review many other aerial video platforms, but this one, yeah, you can judge by its price that it's and what the features it has on it, that it is more or less meant for those who wish to do serious aerial video. You know, the features on it include, you know, you got optical scanners here and on the sides here for maintaining position of the aircraft indoors, where you might not have GPS ability. You have acoustic sensors on the bottom, which aid its determining its altitude when it gets close to the ground, so it can make a very gentle landing. It has, you know, here's more of those optical sensors here, but there is also optical avoidance, and I'm guessing that it's through the camera because it's only forward obstacle avoidance available. You know, these optical sensors on the side and on the back here there is not side or back obstacle avoidance, only front obstacle avoidance. So I'm guessing it's based on a computer algorithm, a software algorithm, via the optical sensor on the main camera of the quadcopter. Now, the main camera, if you look at it, includes a 3-axis gimbal, a high-quality 3-axis gimbal. The camera itself is 4K, able to go up to 4K. I am going to be recording in 1080p though, folks. I did initial flights with this over at Trona Pinnacles, and I did record it in 4K, but unfortunately, the computers that I got here will take forever to edit a 4K video, so I am going to be recording in 1080p, mainly because most of my videos go up to YouTube, and as such, I'm going to keep it 1080p. Notice that the camera card is not in the camera. It goes into the side of the quadcopter itself. That way, you know, you don't mess up around or mess up the gimbal. Possibly when the gimbal is energized, that would hurt the gimbal. This quadcopter is controlled, let me put this down gently, via an app, or a lot of the features of this quadcopter are controlled via an app that's used, controlled via either a smartphone, or in this case I have my wife's tablet attached to this to provide a better view of the app itself. Because there's so many features on an app, you're probably going to want to use a tablet to be able to access all of the features of that app. You'll need a lot of screen room to be able to touch all and select all these features. Now, with that in mind, my wife's tablet is not the very best. It actually is a very low-end tablet. So we're going to be running it with that. But it is more enough to control the particular quadcopter. It's just that the video that I've been getting through it has been kind of laggy. So I'm guessing it's because the processor in this might be slower than really needed to get smooth video on from this particular quadcopter. So those of you who are thinking about this particular quadcopter, you might also need to think about purchasing a higher end tablet to go with this in order to, a more powerful tablet, in order to use the features of this fully. Now, the controls of this are relatively simple. You know, you got an on-off switch, you got a return to home switch there. You can start the motors manually by bringing it down and out or down and in, I believe. You do have control of the gimbal up and down here, and I believe right and left on this one here. And you can record the camera too, I believe, by pressing this button here and pausing it with this button here. I'm not sure about that. Maybe it's this button, it's the record button. We'll play around with it in the future here and see how that works. But really, today's flight is all I'm going to do is just demonstrate a simple flight with a first flight with a DJI Pro. This will be similar to most people starting out with this particular quadcopter. All we're going to do is take to the air, do simple video, 1080p video around the area here. Future flights, again, I am going to be demonstrating most of the features of this quadcopter. As the summer progresses here, we're going to be taking it up into the Sierra Nevada mountains for future episodes and future reviews of the features of this particular quadcopter. Okay, to start this up, again, I hit this button here, short and then a long press, and that brings up the transmitter and also brings up the app automatically. in your phone, the Phantom 4 Pro app, Go 4 Pro, and then you also start up simultaneously by pressing the start button, a short press and then a long press of the start button on the quadcopter itself. Now the gimbal automatically compensates itself and levels itself, so we should be actually good to go here. Now right now we're connected, and to go in there you have to hit Go Fly. Now I'm going to record via the app by pressing the red circle on the right here, and that's starting the recording. And I could take off. Well, let's do the automatic takeoff. I'll press the automatic takeoff button, because I never tried it before. I did a manual takeoff, but not an automatic. Oh yeah, sure it is safe to take off. Aircraft will rise to 3.9 feet and hover. Slide to take off. And there's its automatic takeoff, folks. So let's see how stable it is. And let me hit some warnings here. It's okay to fly here today because it's a non-working day. But look how rock steady that hover is on this. It's just amazingly steady. So let's go up a little bit higher. And again, I'm going to be flying manually. And actually, I'm going to put my glasses on too at the same time. Main reason being, I need to see this because we're going to be flying line of sight. Let's see, another warning here. No images available. Return, cancel. Don't need to. We're not flying FPV, folks. Right now, I'm having, again, you know, I'm having some problems with the FPV video coming to this particular tablet. I don't know if it's the tablet or the quadcopter itself, but we're going to fly, again, line of sight, maintaining visual on this quadcopter. And the object, again, today is just to demonstrate the camera of the quadcopter and control the quadcopter. Now, a lot of people say, oh, I need a DJI Phantom because it's so hard for me to maintain orientation on a quadcopter. I need something automatic that's easy to fly. Well, I really think you're making a mistake if you're making that assumption that this is super easy to fly. I mean, you can, and a lot of people do get mixed up with the orientation of this quadcopter and can still lose it, particularly if you lose GPS signal. If you don't know how to maintain orientation just by the quadcopter's movement alone, which is what I am doing right now. I'm doing low-level flying with this quadcopter and just maintaining orientation just by its movement. Okay, I'm going to stop it right there, and let's fly it right back toward us again. We're out about 150, 200 meters. And if I could see the screen better, I could tell you exactly how far out we are. But I'm going to give it a real farther forward pitch to give it a little more speed and turning it to the right since I notice it moving to the right. And that'll bring us back toward us. And at the same time, I am going to be moving and sitting in the quadcopter, or in my Toyota Sienna in the shade. So I can see the screen a little bit better from this particular quadcopter. But here it comes flying by. Yeah, I am not getting any FPV signal on my screen. Again, I don't know if that's because of my particular tablet that I'm using, but I lose signal so easily from this. Not sure if it's the tablet or if it's the quadcopter itself that's causing that. Okay, now right now I got the gimbal slightly full up. I am going to move that gimbal a little bit down. Not that much down. Let's see here. About 15 degrees down. The reason being, I want to see the ground too. A little bit farther down. Right about there. Okay, this time we're going to go out over the gully here. And that's why I wanted to look down. I wanted to see objects in the gully. There's a lot of trash in that gully, and let's see if we can find some of it. It is a smooth flyer, I'll give you that, folks. We'll set it out and about, and then maybe I'll do a return to home. See how close it comes to that landing pad. And let's stop it right there, folks. Now let's see if I can see any data here on my screen. Well, I'm not seeing any FPV's data, and it's saying the battery's 78%, so I'm getting that type of data, but not FPV video. I still got a lot of flight time left. We're 727 feet, so that's a distance from us right now, which is pretty far away, actually. But I see it out there still. And again, that's important. You got to maintain visual orientation on your quadcopter. But again, we're not very high. We're I'm going to take it out to about 1,000 feet, right about there. We're at 1,000 feet out. Then I'm going to hit the return to home button. And let me raise it up so I can see it. There, okay, I got regained a video or visual on it. I lost visual for a second there, but we're out 1,000 feet. Pressing return to home button. Maybe I got to hold it down. There. It's beeping, so that means go home. So it's climbing. I see it climbing out there. And it's coming back. It's climbing again. We'll see how close we can get with this return to home feature. We know exactly where it took off from. We got that helipad there. I am going to see if we can also abort that just before it touches down, because I want to continue flying. I still got a lot of battery power on this. 73% battery power. So we'll try to get as much flight time as we can on this. But look at it come flying. Oh man, it moves back. It moves fast when it comes back home. But let's see how fast it does in coming down. Usually these come down very slowly to avoid vortex ring state, but this one seems to rotate first, regaining its original orientation. If that lands on that blue pad, I'll be amazed. That's it now. Doesn't look like it's going to land exactly where it took off from. But I'd say we're about 1 meter off, which isn't too bad. So that was pretty cool. Okay, we still got more flight time. Let me stop this first video that I took. Stop recording. Make sure I got that. Then I'm going to hit it again, starting up the video again. And we still got 69% of battery power. Got a lot of battery power in this thing. So hitting takeoff again, which is this button here. And sliding to take off. Doing a short walk around again. And this time I'm going to raise the gimbal up. That's down. Up. That's too high. Right about there. That should be a little bit more down. Right about there. And again, notice how rock hard this is. Hear that beeping? That's the optical avoidance sensor. Since I'm standing in front of it, it's detecting me, saying that there's an object. Now I have it turned off actually, obstacle avoidance, but if that was operating, it should have done something. And it's obstacle avoidance again, detecting me behind it. So it detects behind and front. So that tells me those 2 dots on the back here, those are your obstacle avoidance sensors on the back. I was wrong, folks. And these 2 dots on the front, those are your forward obstacle avoidance sensors right there. You hear that? Okay, let's go out again. This time, low. Let's see if I can find, there's a road that goes over in this direction here. Over past the gully. See if I can find it. I'm also going to climb a little bit because I want to remain above the horizon so I can see this quadcopter. Going up above the horizon again so I can see it above the horizon. We're 450 feet out. And I'm going to go diagonally. Again, maintaining visual on it. 827 feet out. Going up again a little bit higher. Going up a little bit higher, again, to maintain it above the horizon so I can see it. And we'll stop it right about there because it's starting to get hard to see. It's at 1,400 feet, folks. It starts to get hard to see. So I'm going to turn it to the left, pushing forward. I got left movement, pushing forward, or left, turning left until I see the movement slow down. And that means it's coming back toward me now. And pushing forward, turning left a little bit more. And the numbers are decreasing, so it is coming back. We're 1340, 1330. It's coming back. I'm pushing forward a little bit harder. Still moving to the left a bit, so I'm going to turn to the left a little bit more. Now it's moving to the right, which means I've overshot. Now it's coming, now it's stop movement, which means it's more or less coming directly toward me. So these are important skills to learn, folks, especially if you're going to fly distant, is to learn orientation techniques. Don't depend on, you know, these advanced quadcopters to be able to get you out of a pickle. You are still going to need to know some basic flying skills to do such. And I'm coming down a little bit lower because I was a little bit high out there so I could see it above the horizon. So I am a little bit high right now. But here I am. And I was flying fast. We'll see how this, you know, the jello effects, if there is any jello effects from this DJI. Keep in mind, I was flying very rapidly. But I do that a lot with most of my quadcopters, to tell you the truth. So, what's my battery power? 56%. We'll go down this way now. We'll go down to the road, or near the road. And yeah, there is a road down there by the telephone poles. We'll try to make it close to that road. We're 222 feet out. And when I bring it back, this time I'll do a manual landing. Let me slow down there, right about there, folks. How many feet out am I? 515 feet. And I wished I had FPV video, but again, it keeps cropping out on me with this particular tablet I'm using. And again, I am not sure if it's the quadcopters that the issue or if it's the tablet that I'm using, but I'm turning to the left to start bringing it back toward me. Okay, movement it's moving to the right a bit, so I've overshot a little bit. So turning, since it's moving right, I turn right a little bit, and that should be more or less coming straight back toward me. And I'm decreasing altitude again because I want to do a low high-speed pass over the bushes. Here it comes. Okay, I'm getting beeping. What's that beeping mean? Let's bring it in close first, and then I'll check to see what that beeping means. Probably a low battery warning. It says this area... Okay. Yeah, again, this is a weekend, so I have to... It says this area is a warning area, or may include flight restrictions. But again, this is a weekend. I'm allowed to fly here on this time of day. So, okay, back to flying again. Sorry about that. That's another thing about this software. It does warn you when you're in areas that you shouldn't be in. So you got to be aware when you can, or where you can, and when you can fly. Right now, again, as before I mentioned before, this is I can't fly here during weekdays, but on weekends I can fly. So it's safe for me to fly here, so I was able to accept responsibility. Okay, how much more flight time do we got? Well, we still got 46% more power on this battery. I'm looking on the back of it. Okay, what's the beeping now? Oh, it's seeing me in the obstacle avoidance sensor. Okay, let's go up and out again, low and fast over the bushes. Okay, what's it saying now? It's probably detecting those bushes. It's detecting the bushes, folks, in the ground. So we'll go over the gully. This will be the last part of the flight. Exploring the gully. Should be over the gully now. Looking at the trash in the gully. Interesting trash. You never know what people dump out here. Sometimes you don't want to know. There is a dump nearby, actually, just less than a mile away, I'm guessing, about a mile away. But some people don't want to pay the dump fees. And instead they come here. I'll tell you, folks. Some people. Okay. Pushing forward again. And we're getting low on battery. How much are we at right now? We're at 40%. That's about enough. I'm not going to kill the battery. I'm not going to take it down to 20, in other words. Let's see if I can do a manual landing on this pad with its acoustic sensors and its optical stabilization sensors to make it a super accurate landing on this pad. So, and I'm going to keep it pointed toward me so you can enjoy my tie-dye shirt for today. Okay, let's move it to the left a little bit and bring it down a little bit. Okay, move it to the left a little bit, forward a little bit, right a little bit. I want to get right in the center of that landing pad. Let's see how well that optical sensor holds it there. Seems to be doing a good job. Okay, let's lower it down onto the pad. Super accurate. But I would expect it to be super accurate for the price of this quadcopter. Well, let's turn it off, folks. Oh, before I do, let's turn off this video. I'm going to stop the video. Video is stopped. And now turning off the quadcopter. And my transmitter. And I'll exit out of the app later. Okay. This was actually my second flight ever of this particular quadcopter. Again, I took this out for the first time to Trona Pinnacles. It was a beautiful flight, actually, but unfortunately, all the video was recorded in 4K. I still got that video, but I can't edit it. It's so much data, so large data, that my particular laptop was choking on that. So, yeah, again, if you are considering recording in 4K, you are going to need a good recorder. And I don't know what this is. It looks like a piece of blood. I think I hit a bug. I'm sure of it, actually. While I was flying out here, I must have hit a bug. So, again, this was the second flight of the Phantom. First that I've put on YouTube. So I hope you enjoyed this flight. So this is Quadcopter 101. Again, expect many more videos with this particular quadcopter as the summer progresses here up in the Canes and up in the Sierra Nevadas, and I'll be trying to demonstrate all of its features. So hope you enjoyed this flight. Quadcopter 101, signing out.